Call the meeting to order. Remember to place your phones on vibrate, turn them off. Be loud enough so everyone can hear you. Open prayer will be Pastor Dan Burns. Then after that, remain standing for.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you to grant wisdom to this assembly and the business at hand for the city. And we ask you to grant peace and grace and mercy in all that is said and done. In Jesus' precious name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adoption of the agenda.
Can we add a 10-minute executive session after chief introduction? With that change, I'll make the motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion on the table. Commissioner Horton, second by Commissioner White. All in favor? All opposed? Carries. Consent agenda.
Make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Motion on the table by Commissioner Thornton.
I'll second.
Second by
Yours.
Yes. Got that call on you. Yeah, I know. I look back here at the fountain. Public comments?
All in favor?
Oh, wait a minute, did I skip that? Yeah. All right, all in favor of the consent agenda?
Aye.
All opposed? Public comments? Discussion of the forest zone.
Gathered on it.
You have anything for that?
No, we just decided to put it back on the agenda because it is due by the 22nd if we're gonna do anything with it.
I don't know if it would gain anything. It's just it'll pay us back for every tree we take out, but we have to plant 2 trees. That's the only thing that it's good for, correct?
It kind of sounds that way. I mean, it says anything forestry related, from pruning and removals to general planting.
So would that cover, one time we talked about all the redoing the front and all the bugs, that, pay for that.
Does it cost to fill it out? I guess if it was to reimburse us for.
Not true. We were taking down a tree,
Yeah.
because we'd only buy 2 more trees next 4 days later down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can,
It won't be granted, then no tree planted.
that'd be the only way I would be in favor is if it would reimburse us. Sure. And we could enhance around City Hall. Otherwise, if it's just tree. Right.
he
That's
called
my
me
opinion.
before he even,
That's all like that.
I can call him and see if it's even worth filling it out.
Okay.
Cause I've talked to him already before, so we'll do that.
Personnel manual.
We make one change today, on B3 pay range plan. It just didn't get changed where we would adopt the pay plan. So it says, I changed it to say that minimum and maximum amounts for each appointed position instead of each, what did it say?
Job
Job
classification.
classification. And then the other part says the pay ranges assigned to each class of positions shall be periodically reviewed and revised by the departments. That changed too.
So for pay ranges assigned to each class of positions shall be periodically reviewed and revised by their supervisor, or just reviewed.
I think that's what they kind of decided, is that it was gonna be up to the supervisor, wasn't it?
Believe so. And when we did the pay plan, changed it to just the appointed officials. And we took out the rest of it. Right.
Because the governing body usually would be the ones that would approve revision, wouldn't they, on the pay ranges?
Well, but that's what we took out, so it's not part of the code. That's why we were working.
No, it's taken out, no, we took it out on the publication part, on what's published, just because statute doesn't require that, but as far as the pay range, the ultimate pay range assigned would still be approved by the governing body usually.
Okay.
I mean, so you might want to have that just say, pay ranges assigned each class of position shall be periodically reviewed by their supervisor and revised by the governing body as appropriate or something like that. That way it's still something the governing body would still, the review would be with, because they would be reviewing it if they approved an increase anyway, but I would probably take out the part where the supervisor would revise it, they would review it and the governing body.
With that change, does that satisfy everyone?
This was our liability, right? The person that helped on this is our, is it ACAM or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, I sent it to them and asked them to review it, and they said they didn't have any recommendations.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see anything was, yeah.
So Patrick, Carmelo to get here.
No, I was just reading through, making sure that that D5 and J, upon termination of employment, the accrued comp time be paid to the employee either at the average rate pay received during the last 3 years of employment or the final regular rate pay received, whichever is higher. That's probably something that can't be changed if they quit without giving notice. Does it cover all that stuff? That's what I want to know. If they leave without notice or whatever, whatever we have to do legally to pay them is fine. I would imagine it's correct. You probably have to pay it out no matter what. Otherwise, it'd be paid as well. Yeah. Or the personnel manual on the agenda. And by down at Article E, attendance and leave, E1, hours of work.
There's something there.
I'm not sure where.
Everyone outside. So the normal work week for general employees, other than police officers and dispatchers, shall be 40 hours, consisting of 5 8-hour workdays. Does that change the way you accrue overtime or use sick time? Like, do you have to, is it week by week pay period? I would pay every 2 weeks, but like, if somebody takes a vacation day on the first week of pay period, and then they get called out on Saturday, we run into that, where they don't get to use their vacation day, or they don't get overtime because they had to use a vacation day. Does that, so that works week by week, it doesn't work every 2 weeks?
The only way that that would work is if you worked overtime the first week and used it as comp time the second week.
You also have any questions?
I think, but it doesn't specifically say it has to be, but you kind of a little bit of an implication there, but not flat out.
On E7, it lists the spouse, the children, the parents, brother, sister, grandparents, or close relatives. What is a close relative? I mean, isn't that the close relatives, what we've already listed there? And where does it say how many days they get?
On that last line, it says not to exceed 3 working days. So they're allowed 3 days of leave. I think that's what we talked about the last time.
Okay.
The only thing that I'm making sure of, which I thought was in here, I'm just not finding it specific, is where we talked about, leaving in good standing. It says in J1, it kind of touches on it, but it really doesn't. Right, so that I put specifically what we talked about somewhere, just don't know where it's at.
Yeah, just below it just says they're terminated in good standing. Can be reemployed within a period of 120 calendar days following separation. Be reinstated at their salary they were terminated at.
D4 subsection B, employee discharge from your cause. There's voluntary termination without giving a minimum of 2 weeks notice should pay for any other benefits other than the
Which one was that?
D4 subsection B.
D is in David?
Yeah, D4. Pay out termination.
It's at the very bottom of that.
I've seen it, I just read over it.
Yeah, it was at the very, it was the last sentence of that paragraph.
That cover everything that we talked about. Yeah. That's what I hope we don't have to do.
So where do we want to add that language in that, under which one? Or the non-rehirable thing.
I guess that would be B,
Let's say,
that says that if they were employees discharged and those who voluntarily terminate without giving 2 weeks notice.
So the way it's worded, it just says you have to turn in a 2 weeks written notice. It don't say you have to fulfill it. I mean, if I'm reading it right, all it says is you have to, on J1, it just says you have to provide a minimum of 2 weeks written notice to your immediate supervisor.
the other one, before basically says everything but vacation and sick, which is all you're gonna have anyway. Those gonna give it to you anyway.
Oh, you said J4? I have J1 and 2, I don't have.
Didn't you say D4?
D4 is pay on termination. D4 is pay on termination says if you're discharged for cause, or those involved in term without getting a minimum of 2 weeks, shall not be able to receive pay for any uncared benefits other than unused vacation and health times. That's what you're gonna be paying, you ain't gonna be paying anything else anyway. So it's kind of really not saying anything.
I see. So that's where we're saying that the dispute is, it needs to be in there to fulfill it.
No, J1 is
Yeah, one would be where you.
where you'd want to fulfill it. An employee who terminates his or her employment voluntarily shall be terminated in good standing, provided the employee gives a minimum of 2 weeks, and they want to add in the fulfillment in there.
Okay.
And then you have to get notice, but you have to show up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get 2 weeks notice and then quit tomorrow. Then, 2 weeks notice is 1 day notice. Or 2 day notice, quit today.
And the way it's written now, I mean, I could turn in a 2 weeks notice and say, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to fulfill my 2 weeks notice, but here's your 2 weeks notice.
Either way, it's 2 weeks
Any other changes?
Are you putting something then about not being rehirable then if they don't do that?
notice. That's whatever you want. I'm gonna finish out with J1, but take another sentence on there. Don't fulfill 2 weeks notice, you don't get. You're not eligible for rehire.
Even if you didn't put that on there, couldn't that still be up to
Well, yeah, but
the department head or
Yeah.
whatever, I mean,
also the department's still here, but. Why? We're not here. so-
right.
So, so we can put even employee may not be eligible. Instead of will not, that leaves it. Right.
Which one are you on?
If we add,
There
if
you are.
we add to J1, if 2 weeks notice isn't fulfilled Cause we added that 2 weeks notice needed to be turned in and fulfilled. So if 2 weeks notice isn't fulfilled, employee may not be eligible for rehire.
Well, and also, I mean, the way it is now, under appropriate circumstances, shorter period of notice may be approved.
Yeah.
So that, I think that should cover. If less than 2 weeks notice is given, that could still be approved.
If they said, well, I can only give you, I need to be, I need to quit in a week, is that
Yeah.
okay? You say, yeah, that's fine, you have weeks notice, then you would still be eligible, but
Yeah,
if you wouldn't approve for it, you didn't do it, then you would get you fulfill your 2 weeks. Basically, fulfill whatever's approved.
turn in, yeah.
Permits, and if you give a week's notice for 3 days, you're okay with that, then that would be fine, but if you give 2 weeks notice and don't show up, then you shouldn't be eligible. Or
Yeah.
if you give a 3-day notice and you only make 1 day, you should be eligible because that wasn't the agreement.
So we're adding that or we're leaving it at a shorter period, maybe approved.
I think that would cover what you have.
Is that cover not being eligible for rehire? Or should you add on back on next sentence on there? If it's not fulfilled, if they're not eligible for rehire.
I mean, J1 says shall be terminated in good standing provided they give the notice. And under appropriate circumstances, a shorter period of time may be approved, so they would be in good standing if a shorter period was approved.
If they want to add that if they're not in good standing, that they're not eligible for rehire.
I mean, if you want that, that'd be a policy decision. I mean, is there going to be a circumstance where somebody had to leave for some reason and gave 5 days and it wasn't approved, but they're the only person with some qualification and was a great employee? I mean, it's whether you guys want to have an absolute ban on that.
I don't think so. I don't think you should put in. You never know what the situation is of why they're quitting. I mean, hopefully there's not people still around in 5, 10 years, whatever, so that they could come back if they wanted to. And we wanted them to.
It puts up their mouth and they're not eligible for rehire.
The next council don't agree with you, they're just gonna change it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Or it can just be in the file that they didn't fulfill it and it's up to the supervisor anyway.
if anybody wanted to,
Before you should have checked it.
Yeah.
See what they were, you don't
Yeah.
know.
And if you don't agree that they didn't fulfill it, then don't hire
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
So it's just the one change then?
The pay plan that he said in B3. We'll add that and then. Must fulfill her notice.
Really. With the file,
Yeah.
they're not eligible. And somebody else wants to hire them later on down the road.
So
that's up to them.
resignation is just being left as is. J1. Okay. So yes, sounds like just the pay plan B3.
Pass it on those changes, or do you want it brought back past when it's done?
Fine with approving it and with those changes added.
That's your motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the employee handbook or personal manual with stated changes.
Motion on the table, Mr. Bourne. Second, by Commissioner Pierce, all in favor,
Okay.
all opposed. Hearing none, motion carries.
That's something that all employees current sign. Copy.
I would think so. They need to read it it might be helpful. I mean, if nothing really else changed, you could just highlight what's changed. So they know.
Yeah, okay.
But if nothing else has really changed.
We made several changes.
I would say with the new ones, you can make like an addendum and have them sign the changes.
As soon as you're caught up, we'll move on. So, you wanna do that first 10 minute now, or you wanna wait? And
This
do
one, this one now, this one's now, next one's down. There's two.
Do you wanna do them back to back, though, is what I'm saying, to where that way
Yeah.
not everybody's having to go in and out?
We can.
And it can be now or then or whatever, whenever.
We'll just move down the back to back, so then that way. That way they don't have to go out a couple times at the same time. Public Works update, Randy.
I'm not sure where this is gonna go, but back in June, we ordered, injectors for number 2. And they sent the wrong injectors, so they sent something back. Sent them back. Now they want us to send the injectors that we have to them so they can rebuild them and send them back. But I Ted got an email today that the guys want to pay injectors we haven't got, so we're not paying for something we haven't got yet. I don't know if it's or not, so I'm not sure where this is gonna wind up, but maybe yes, I may get involved with it. Just to let you know that there's an issue there, so. I told him we're not paying for something we didn't get, so the guy's not gonna get money from. Now, when we get our injectors back, I don't know, that might be.
Generators.
Yeah, for generators. It was $6,000, $6,063 and 64 cents. Not sure where it's gonna go. Just so you're aware of it. There's an issue. KDOT did the section out right here, and then they said Wednesday they're gonna bill off there for the hospital. Said something about that by the water. Or the lake too. And they said, Mark, if they would do that and for us too, Mark, this can do that for us.
Down there.
Goes right by the lake. Across the highway there, if you come across the bridge. Shifted or something, there's a bump there. They said they'd mail that off for us. Wow.
They overlay was doing the whole thing, but they just did big chunks.
No, it's just that it was just supposed to be the bad spots. The bank to top of the hill. And then from like Fourth Avenue. The rest of it's not bad. It's just, that's the part that was just kept falling apart, kept patching it, kept coming out. So they wanted to overlay that so that hopefully that it would be popping back out in the winter time. When it freezes and thaws. I haven't drove over yet.
I haven't.
It looked like it's smooth asphalt.
I just saw what I could see before we stopped, so to the top of the hill. I haven't been down it.
On the outside town, from the west side, it's from Fourth Avenue. All the way up.
Coming in town from the west, it was way better than it was before.
We could do more, but that was 122 ton asphalt.
Any other questions for Randy? Then code enforcement. Mr. Patterson.
I gave you guys a list. Basically, that's what I did for an entire week. Those are people that I visited with, contacts, people that, houses I went to, people I spoke with, letters that I wrote. The white car seems to be popular with the camera.
I had a couple people ask me.
Tell you what, if you drive
I'll
by,
drive around and take pictures and stuff.
if you drive by and take a picture of somebody's house, you better be quick getting them a letter because they'll have it fixed before you get it done. They know. I mean, they know. I did one over here on the south side. I took the picture of it. I mailed the guy the letter and went by the next day. And I know he was watching me take the pictures. And he had it all cleaned up. So it's, I mean, it seems kind of redundant, but the white car with the camera does as much as send them a letter.
Now they know there's somebody actually watching.
Lots of stacks of tires in people's backyards. I mean, whereas it seems like it doesn't end. But the car is very effective.
Good. Any questions for Andrew?
You type it up next time. So can you type it up next time?
It's just a daily log that I write. My handwriting isn't that bad.
It's not that good.
If there's nothing else for him, we'll move on to Chief Etrigan.
Most of you probably saw the new Durango out front. I just picked it up today. We had the dog pound painted. Randy's crew painted shortly after the last meeting in preparation for our inspections this year. Did have the normal veterinary inspection. We have one more inspection on it this year. It's generally around October. Had a inspection from Kansas Department of Corrections juvenile section Monday, checking the building for where we put juveniles, where we can't put them, things like that. Made one minor change that helped solve some issues. We have a state dispatch audit tomorrow. And I got a call from the Humane Society that they are, I believe she said they currently have 80 dogs. And they're full, Atchison's full, all of the animal shelters are completely full of animals. The one idea that she wanted me to bring up was the potential of changing the city code to potentially making it mandatory for people that own animals in town to have them spayed or neutered to help keep the population down. Told her that wasn't up to me, but I'd mention it. You guys can mull it over, what have you, that I told her I'd mention it, but I don't necessarily have any other ideas for helping to keep the dog population down, but that's all I.
I don't know if I could get behind that or not. That's good, I don't think I could get behind that. Might be able to get it. You have two different tags, so like a higher price tag if you don't have them spayed or neutered, and a lower price tag if you do. Something like that, maybe.
I don't know. I don't have much preference. I can see it working both ways.
Okay.
The only reason you don't have them spayed or neutered is if you're gonna breed them.
I do know we have some breeders in town. They'll breed them and sell the animals after that.
Maybe they have to get a license.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering, like maybe 2 different tags. You wanna breed them, it's fine, but you gotta pay higher amount. I don't know if that's.
I can see people, being opposed to it because we're not gonna stop cats from
Right, yeah, correct.
not being spayed or whatever.
You have to grandfather those in unless the city really, somebody wants to fight it and be like, well, if you're gonna force me to spay my dog, then you can pay for it type of thing.
I was just, they had that deal where they had the rabies shots and stuff, everything up there for $10 or $15. And I actually went up and took my dog up to get her shots. The number that day was 5. It was amazing how many people had 5 dogs. I mean, there was groups of 5 coming in all out of one house, one after another, so it could get out of control real quick.
Yeah.
Is that why that's the magic number?
That's probably why, that's what they're bringing in, would be my guess, but.
It's 5 Chihuahuas or 5 Huskies. It's not the same thing.
There's nothing more for him. Do the first 10-minute executive session. To done with the personnel.
Council, Kevin, Dennis, and code enforcement.
Your motion.
That's my motion.
It's for not
Not
elected,
like a personnel.
as far as it is for performance related.
Sure.
Or when, yeah. Not elected, we used to be able to do just not elected. Now they're recommending you give more on the basis of where, so that's just.
Awesome.
Motion on the table by Commissioner Thornton,
Second.
second by Commissioner Waller. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Turn it on for you to do that though.
After executive session, no action taken, information only. Entertain going back into executive session.
Your motion to go back into executive session for 10 minutes, elected personnel performance. Same individuals as last month.
Motion on the table by Commissioner Thornton, second by Commissioner Pierce, all in favor, all opposed. Hearing none, motion carried.
Wait, can we, wait.
That's coming out.
We gotta leave it open, so.
I'm coming out
Oh.
in.
After executive session, no action taken, information only. And our 10-minute exec session. It'd be over you announce it over that it's the court clerk position, correct?
Yes.
And is it okay for Dennis and Randy to stay in as well? There might be ideas out there on it. That's okay. Is 10 long enough? I really don't want to go more than we have to, but I'll.
Shorter the meeting, the better.
This one,
Is that good?
the 10 should be.
Thank you. Budget, we go to a 10-minute executive session on elected personnel, being hiring,
Under employment.
yeah. Everybody at the table, Brianna, Dennis, and. Hold on, don't
Oh, yeah, don't close it.
I'm gonna do it too.
Motion on the table by Commissioner Thornton,
Second.
second by Commissioner Bullard, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
I will never just say I'm full.
I know you won't. You probably got flip flops on over there.
After executive session, no action taken, information only. And that brings up administrative updates.
Eddie Oswald stopped by today. I think you talked to Josh. He removed the eyesore that we've been talking about for years over on the other side of the lake. And says that he just wants to put in a normal dock.
He came to me, he asked about putting a regular dock back in where that one was. And the cover didn't bring it, and where the covered one was.
I didn't know if we need to go through the whole process of,
He already had a dock, but like that was his dock originally.
He took it over.
he took it, yeah.
So it was dock, so he's just wanted to upgrade from what he had.
Yeah, put a better one in.
It was torn down and
The one that
dilapidated.
isn't nice.
I mean, we would still ask for the signed dock agreement, insurance on it, all the things that we would normally do, but I didn't know if it needed to go through the process of the
Yes.
board.
He's just replacing what he already had, making it better.
That's what I thought, is that you're just putting a better one back in where you took an eyesore out.
But I will not vote for anything, but in this case, he's just replacing what he had.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Consensus. I don't know if anybody else speak on that. Hearing none.
Came and met with Randy and I last week and went through all of the buildings and questionnaire and everything, and we got that back Friday or Thursday or something, and we got a gold rating. So it was like 96%. The only thing that's taking that percentage down is because in 2022, we had a large claim for a firefighter that is still on there, that's still bringing that down. But after that falls off, I think he said in a year, our rating should be a lot higher, which should give us a better percentage. So it's actually, I was looking at what we've had before and it's been gold and bronze. So I think silver and bronze. So I think we're gold for the first time in a while.
Congratulations.
That's all I have.
Thank you was there a timeline or anything with the KMEA stuff? With the generator or with the reconstruction down here? We talked about it a couple of meetings ago, but are we just waiting on the state?
Court report things too.
Or are you talking
The project, the moving the stuff inside.
that we still need Garrett to see if it's gonna be part of the grant?
Just a timeline when they're thinking about doing it.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's supposed to at least be through or something. I don't know. Something about,
There was a discussion as to whether KMEA could do the work versus we had to put out. Like, we could bid it out, but KMEA, if we chose KMEA, they could do the work. So there was some question as to whether KMEA could also do the work. Because they're helping get the grant, can they also help build it? So I think, last I knew, that was still sitting in red tape and legislation.
we're on that subject. FKVA, I talked to FKVA, he was talking to the guys, yeah, he's supposed to call me back, but I'm gonna call back. That was, they would do the cleaning was part of that. So, okay, I did also the KVA, and they said they had the person that's responsible for all. That case, so.
Okay. I just didn't want it to fall off the runner or be forgotten about, didn't know we had a timeline of when it was gonna get started. What's gonna happen this year, next year.
I don't think they thought till next year to get through all the red tape, because we're having to submit all these quarterly reports still
Okay.
before.
I was asked by the mayor of Robinson, we've talked before in the past about it, but they are in need of a use of a digger truck to do poles with, but they don't really need one permanently. And they wanted to know if there was something worked out with our city to their city on renting hours, or we don't really have anything. You know, this is just talk about anything in writing or anything like that, but just Randy's done some things before that, you know, traded out cities for labor and for equipment, or ran and done something and for trade for whatever. Is this something that he could choose to do? Or is it something that you guys want to, basically they just need the truck to put up some poles with, but we were thinking in trade, whether we charge them to use the truck, if that's the way you guys want to go with it, or whether we trade their hired linemen that they have to come down and help cover our needs. And then there wouldn't be any money exchange between the two entities. Any suggestions on that or questions?
Kevin, what's your thoughts?
I mean, just the public purpose doctrine, would allow for you to assist another city. It's just I think our insurance carrier is probably gonna wanna know how that's gonna look and, what coverage they may have. And then, you know, the payment, how
Better if we can work out something in trade.
Yeah, because I mean, I know the county, before I took office, had issues where they were doing like doing asphalt and things like that on driveways, and there was a huge tax liability that they were socked with on sales tax. This shouldn't be that, because you're assisting another municipality, but if they were to use it for something similar, I guess we want a little more control, and I also think we need to look at what our carrier would say on something like that, if we were gonna do something like that.
Use our piece of equipment.
Yeah, so trading out's usually a better thing.
So when I took the past like for how long, I've taken the jet trailer up there, I ran it. Did them.
They take your wages.
And then, no, and where I just get it on city time, I did there. Then like how we needed the trencher to do the ball fields down there, they let us have a trencher, we just did the trencher.
I didn't know if you could work something out like that, if everybody's okay with it, or if you want to do something different or don't want to do it at all. But I told them I'd bring it to the table and ask.
Helping each other out's a good idea, but it needs to be, the insurance thing kind of needs to be addressed one way or the other.
Especially if we can benefit from their alignment when we need them.
Yeah,
I can see an insurance issue being like, as long as like somebody that's on our insurance, was hired by the city, operates it. I can see that being, I've ran into that issue with insurance before, is that someone, no matter what you do, as long as someone that is employed by the person who has the machine, operates the machine, then
yeah. Just check it out and see what we come up with, and I'll bring it back the next meeting. And then did you want to bring up anything about the opportunity on the air packs, or there was that last year, or was it the year before that we bought?
Last year and the year before we both bought.
So both years, there's an opportunity for 3-packs.
Three packs, they have the infrared on them, which is a $2,000 option. But they're all demos, but they all have warranty still on them. But we can get 3 of them for $15,000 basically. We paid $16,000 for 2, about the $2,000 option of the infrared on them. So
raised enough money with the fundraisers to buy two, that we was just gonna see if the city would buy one, which would be around 5,500, I think,
It's
is.
4,000, I think, for the pack and 400 for the mask. I think 900 for the bottle, so whatever that figures out.
If it's, and I don't.
So you'd have five of them you'd have five of them in the end that are just 3 new ones and then 2 that are 2 years old.
We have 4 right now. 2 on the Blanchett and 2 on the 2000, and 2 old ones on the 2000. We're trying to get rid of the old ones
Because, well, I remember last year.
because they're 1980 year before.
Last year you come and ask for 2 or the year before maybe.
We bought one, the city bought.
Yeah. And the other ones were all outdated.
We have a lot of outdated ones.
Some of them sold, they don't even have dates on the bottles.
If we purchase something like that, we're gonna have to cut from the budget, so.
I think you're in the camp out there this year, I think I was thinking.
Yeah. We're taking out the equipment, but
I started with the truck payment for the fire truck. But we do have the option to buy 1, 2, or 3, so we don't have to buy 3.
I just, it's available.
That is cheap.
Pitching it. We can bring it up again, I don't have to do it, it doesn't matter, so. Brought up the table for everybody to decide, so.
Is that something we can do outside, but talk about more in our budget workshop? Because, yeah, I'd love to help the fire department and get all that, but we gotta figure out where we're gonna get that money from, because we're trying to figure out how to cut everything anyway.
Right, we have an equipment fund, I don't have the hard copy with me tonight, but. That has money in it that would survive that purchase. We can't make any decisions in the budget workshop, but we also don't have to make a decision tonight either, so they could because I don't even know the meeting on Thursday night, whether or not.
Yeah, I don't have enough people.
They may not,
I mean,
the fire department may not want to do it. It was just to be pre-approved in case the meeting made it that far. I think that was.
I didn't know we're the only one that has the option to buy it, but I'm sure they will. I don't say nothing, then if somebody else will get an opportunity to buy it. But right now, it will be the offer.
I think that's all I had.
I forgot that I did message K Camp about the library. We've had that come up a few times on everything that's going on at the library. I don't know how much we've even really talked about it in the meeting, but that they still, because they're a separate entity, they are not covered by our insurance whatsoever. I've asked twice now, and he gave the same answer. Two
That's
different
fine.
people gave the same answer.
That's fine. Mr. White. Commissioner Horton. Yes. Commissioner Bowler.
Anything?
Commissioner Pierce. We'll entertain a motion to move to budget workshop.
Make a motion to go into budget workshop.
I'll second it.
Motion to Commissioner Miller, second by Commissioner Pierce, all in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Want Sean on the phone right away?
Probably not, just you get started. Maybe by phone or Zoom.
Yeah.